In a world often riddled with division, that feeling of more stands as a beacon of unity and understanding, honoring the rich tapestry of human experience. Embark on this transformative adventure with Alana as she reveals the hidden depths of our collective spirit and awakens the limitless potential residing within each one of us. Join Alana as she journeys alongside others who have embraced voice within. Get ready to be moved, uplifted, and forever altered as you uncover the essence of the soul's journey, guided by the insightful and compassionate Alana Green.
Hey there. Welcome to That Feeling of More. This is the podcast that has been on my mind for a very long time. I would love to introduce myself. My name is Alana Green. I am a manifestation coach, a mentor. I'm a success advisor with the Diamond Academy. I've done a lot of things over the last few years. My life has completely transformed. And this is the journey I want to take you down a little bit. But I just wanted to start with just some of the ideas that created this podcast. I'm also a Reiki practitioner. So anyway, I would just love to express some of the things that I've been doing over the last few years. Very quickly, I just want to take you down a little journey. So I started my journey myself when I was in corporate. And then I came across this beautiful woman. Her name is Kathleen Cameron. She is my mentor that I've been working with over the last few years. And she was just this light that came into my life through other opportunities I was doing. I was doing network marketing at the time because I always had these really big dreams, these things that I wanted to accomplish in my life. And everything I did all kinds of things through my life. And like I said, I was working in a full-time permanent position for quite a while. And then I came across Kathleen. And like I said, I had done other network marketing opportunities in the past, but it was when I connected with Kathleen that I really opened my mind, quite honestly. It's funny because I talked to my partner and we joke about it because he used to say, oh, you could change your mind all you want. And I was like, no, I am the way I am. And this is just the way it is. So accept that or not, leave it. Anyway, I then got connected with Kathleen, heard about some of the things that she taught, and it just lit me up. A lot of it just resonated with me. And I kept coming back to what she shared, the information, the material. And I knew I wasn't really sure why, but I knew it was meant for me. And it just was calling to my soul. So after a few months down the road, I finally decided to invest in myself and invest in my future and bring Kathleen on as my mentor. And after that journey, I can't tell you the changes that I've had in my life. Since that time, I've left my job. I have entered into working with Kathleen and found my passion in being able to help other people realize that not only can they change their mind, but they can change their life, their thinking, the results, everything within us. And not that I'm saying you need to change your personality or change all of the root of you. What it is just allowing the you that's already within you to shine brighter, to be authentic, to step into the divine version of you that's inside, because we have all of these different layers over top of the things that we really are, the authentic version of us, that most divine version. But we go through life and we collect all these thoughts, these programs, these feelings from others, or things that we should do in our life. Then we collect all these things and we hold on to them and believe they're our beliefs. We believe they're part of us. But these are things that usually aren't actually part of us. They're things that are given to us along the way in our journey that we've collected that are other people's thoughts and beliefs. And we just assume that they must be mine too. But when we really dig in, and that's what I did with Kathleen, I got to dig into my life. I got to feel what that felt like and see what I really believed, what truly in my heart felt right. And I discovered, and I seen as a reflection in myself from her as a mirror, that there's a whole lot of things I've been holding on to all my life that weren't really meant for me. I added these other layers of things on top of what I was, and it created what I was today. And it felt like it was like being on Groundhog Day over and over. The days just I let life just take me through this journey. And I wasn't steering it. I was just kind of going along. And then I always had this, as I mentioned earlier, this feeling inside. I was looking for something else and I didn't know what that really was. But when I entered into this journey, I knew, like, somewhere in me, part of what drew me here is that feeling for more. I felt like I was meant for more. And I couldn't tell you what that really was before when I started this journey, when I first started listening to Kathleen. But I've discovered it over the last little while. Over the last year, I've been here and doing this work for over 2-3 years now. And I really have changed the way I think, the thoughts I believe, and really weighed the things that were meant for me. And what I mean by that is I dug through the beliefs, the thoughts, the things that I should and shouldn't do, or things that I felt like I could and couldn't do, and decided which ones were my real truth. Which ones were actually things that I wanted to do or I thought I should feel. So when I left my job to pursue this passion, I found this feeling inside and was like, I just need more of this. And I know I'm one of those people that just go from thing to thing. And at first I thought it was just the dopamine hit, but it really wasn't. It was my soul seeking more, that feeling of more. That's what resonated within me. And that's what Kathleen brought out in me. And then as I've gone through this journey, I found that feeling, but I've also found my passion to help other people find that feeling. And so since I've been working with the Diamond Academy and I've been here as a success advisor to be able to help people recognize that feeling of more within themselves, and the stories and conversations I've had with so many people throughout the last 2.5 years that I've been working with Kathleen, that this feeling of more, it's the common denominator. It's the recognition of what the soul is seeking more of. It's not so much there's something else out there. It's just your soul seeking the more, the discovery of yourself. Anyway, I'll talk about a little more about this in some later episodes, but I just wanted to start today giving you a little bit of an introduction to myself, to what this podcast is about. So one of the things I wanted to touch on was back in September of 2022, Kathleen hosted a in-person event where we all got to collectively, as a team, as a community, come together and experience more within ourselves. It was called Impact. And oh my goodness, did it ever impact so many of us that were on that journey that weekend that we were there together. So many of us walked away from that event with such an impactful feeling that things have changed. It's the success advisors on the team. It was people in the community. It really was an impact. And I just want to thank Kathleen from the bottom of my heart for creating this space and place for people to be able to have this transformation, to be able to understand and to have that space to be able to see and feel the impact for themselves. So for me in that event, I was connected. We had a beautiful experience with a couple of other coaches on the team. And we had this experience where we had a beautiful morning on the beach where we shared some thoughts and feelings of what we were feeling. And just in that moment, felt so spiritually connected. We were just at sunrise. The sun was just coming up and we were all kind of in the water, and there was a feeling that I cannot even explain. And I'm sure the ladies that were in that water with me are on the same thing, is that it was so powerful, the calmness, the peacefulness, and the discovery of it all. There were some amazing things that came out of it. But for me, what it was through that weekend, I had this message come through, this download, if you want to call it, or a knowing that I was here. I kept asking myself, what am I here for? What is my purpose? And the message that kept coming through, and I can't tell you other than I do know where it came from, through spirit, through source, through God, the universe, whichever name you want to put to that energy that's out there, that's guiding us, that's connected to us, the soul within, that divine version, whichever is giving that message, whatever you want to put on it. But for me, the message I received that weekend was that I'm here to help raise the voice. And I was like, oh, what does that even mean? Raise the voice. And so I kind of just let it resonate and sit. And for me, I didn't even know what that meant. And it was a few months later down the road that I realized that I'm here to kind of help raise the voice of spirituality. Part of what we do in this community and with Kathleen is we teach, if you want to talk about the program and the material itself, we teach about peak performance meets spirituality. It is such a beautiful journey because it's the masculine, it's the coming together of the masculine and the feminine energy. And when I say masculine and feminine, it isn't about the male and female. It's about the balance of the two energies that contain with both of us, the yin and the yang. That's the balance within all of us, within our souls. A lot of us move in either one or the other. We act from either masculine energy, which is the doing, the getting things done, the push, the grind. It's the mechanical energy. When we just go do things, we get things done. And I was very much a person in that masculine energy. I always just got things done. I did things. I was very much in activity all the time. I was busy. I was very, very busy in my life. I gave my time to so many people and communities and different organizations all the time. But when you talk about the masculine and the feminine is the ease and the flow and the meditation and the relaxing and the letting it go and the allowing of things, the nurturing of things. And both energies are contained within us, but it depends on which side of the energy that you're expressing is what you bring to you, what you create in your life. And I was so in the energy of doing and being all my life. Coming here has allowed me to experience something different, to be able to understand that there's two sides to me. And I wasn't embracing that other feminine side. I mean, yes, I express my femininity, but that's not what I'm talking about. It's the feminine energy. So for me, when I came away from that weekend and I had this feeling of raising the voice, I was like, oh, I'm here to help raise the voice of spirituality. I'm connected to so many beautiful, powerful, spiritual people in my life. And when I talk about spirituality, I'm going to do another session on this, a little quick awakened moment, if you will, and I'll talk about a little bit of that in a minute. But I want to express that I have this beautiful community around me of people that express spirituality. And I'm sure you hear a lot about it in this new day and age, but it used to not be a thing we could talk about in a big way. So part of this collection of people that I'm connected with, I have these crazy, amazing conversations that most of us shy away from. You know, when we talk about dreaming big and living a big life and following all of your dreams, which is what I've done. I left my job to follow my dreams and pursue my goals. But when we get into the spirituality of it and we can balance both the masculine and the feminine energy and allow that spiritual side within us to shine through, it is the most powerful part that we have within us. It is the God within us, or the spirit, the soul within us expressing through us. The universe, whatever you want to call it, source, all of those beautiful things. It's that expression of that feminine energy that brings and creates. It's the creation within our life. So again, going back to the raising the voice, the message that then came through a few months later is as I was having conversations with some of these people that I'm connected with, this network of spiritual leaders and spiritual, there's a word I use for it. I can't remember what it is right now, and that's okay. But when I connected with these people, a lot of these conversations centered around the idea that, well, first we would actually initiate the conversation with, this might sound crazy, but why do we need to feel like conversations around spirituality, around beliefs, and not so much religion, but just our thoughts and what is possible and expansiveness and awakenings and all of these different things, these pieces that are within spirituality, contained within spirituality, why do we not think that's normal? And like I said, I know there's this thing going on in the world, and I don't know if you've noticed, but there is a big shift going on right now of people that are seeking this feeling of more, this spirituality, this connection with themselves. And most of us, like I said, 4 years ago, you had this conversation with me, I would have no idea what you're talking about. Or to tell me that 4 years later, I would be talking about this and teaching about this and expressing this, I would have been like, no freaking way. It wouldn't be possible. It wasn't even my realm of thought. As a matter of fact, and I've already invited my beautiful best friend, Jeanette O'Neill Burns. She has been my accountability partner since I started all this craziness, and quote unquote craziness, if you will, because it's not crazy. But we connected back then, and even then I didn't know let's talk about Reiki for a quick second. I didn't know what Reiki was. But what I did discover was she kind of helped me through that Reiki session or Reiki thing, and then discovered that I am now a Reiki practitioner. But anyway, and I didn't even know what that was 4 years ago. But it's these types of conversations that I was like, why do I feel this is crazy? There's a shift that's going on in the world, this awakening, if you will, of things, people looking and seeking for something different. Seeking something outside the 9 to 5, the masculine energy, the doing, the grinding. People don't want to work hard anymore. And it's not that, this new generation that everybody's talking about is lazy. There's a shift in the consciousness. The entire world is having a shift. 2020, this pandemic started it. And not to get all crazy on you, but it created this time where people are reflecting, spending more time at home alone. And there was this idea of, I don't know what this really means, but this feels different. Things have so shifted over the last 4 years, 3 years, I guess it's only 2023. But in this process, I've become awakened in myself. And this is part of it. This is part of that feeling of more. What I've now discovered that feeling of more is for me, it's part of the soul's journey. That feeling of more, that feeling that there was something else out there, that feeling that I had more potential, that feeling that there was more out there for me. It was all leading me. My soul was leading me down a journey that I had no idea what it really was. And I'm still not sure. I'm still in the discovery of it. But I'm just letting it unfold. I'm allowing the feminine energy, I'm allowing it to just happen and following the intuition, following the feelings that feel right, following all these things that are just showing up, which is what took me on my Reiki journey as well. We'll come back to that. So in this discovery of all of this over the last 3.5 years, 2.5 years, whichever it is, I'm not good at numbers. You'll notice this along the way. But what I want to share with you in this podcast is just an expression of what is possible for you, what entering into this idea might look like, inspire you to think different, have an opportunity for you to see what I've seen over the last few years. And what I do know at this point is that it happens through so many different methods. For me, it was connecting with Kathleen and her spiritual being within her, that her soul drew me to her, the energy that she resonated, that she put out, because we're all energy scientifically. This isn't just all woo-woo. There is scientific basis on all of this. But we are energetic beings, and we let out an energetic vibration and a magnet to atoms and all of that. Okay, I'm not the scientific one, so I won't be able to explain that on this podcast. You'll have to find somebody else to explain that one to you. Dr. Joe Dispenza is one of the good ones. If you want to get real scientifical. But this is the opportunity that I want to have to share with you. I want to give you the opportunity to understand what is the spirituality, understand what that might mean for you. Maybe take a peek into other people's stories, because that's my purpose. Again, going back to the raising the voice. I know my journey here is to help people raise the voice, normalize these conversations, and raise the voice of people, spiritual. Oh, I keep wanting to look for that word. What is that word? Trailblazers, spiritual trailblazers that are leading the way with this shift that's going on in the the earthly consciousness currently. I want to share their stories. People that have had their spiritual awakening, that have been on their spiritual journey. Because can I tell you right now, and one of the things that Kathleen does in such a beautiful way, She wrong word. She attracts people to her that are seeking something more, that feel that feeling of more. And they're looking for it in a way that they don't understand it yet. Because that's what it was for me. I didn't know. I didn't understand. And she attracts that to people, or attracts those people to her through her trainings, through her guidance, through her energetic expression. She attracts those people to her, those people that are looking for more. And what happens is we feel like, if you look at society right now, we feel like the money is the more, the monetary things, the collection of objects, the achievements, the big, beautiful feeling of all of these things being accomplished and achieving all these big, beautiful goals and having all the things that we really want in our life, all of these desires being fulfilled. This is what we feel is our goal. But can I let you in on just a little secret? That's got nothing to do with it. That feeling that I've discovered is the feeling of more is actually the soul looking to express, looking to become discovered on this journey. And that feeling of more, if you could picture I'm sure most of you have seen this picture somewhere, that picture of, what was it? I just lost my train of thought. But anyway, the picture of there's two men that are digging for gold. And one man gets halfway there, doesn't get all the way to the gold, and turns around and goes back. The other man continues digging. He's persistent. One of the things we teach about within the Diamond Academy. He's persistent and he reaches his goal. He reaches the gold at the end of the tunnel. But you know what the secret is? The gold is not the money. It is oneness. It is the understanding and complete wholeness of yourself. That's what your soul is seeking. It's seeking the balance of the spirituality, of the masculine energy. It's seeking wholeness and alignment within you. It's seeking that feeling of wholeness, oneness. The join, what's a better word here? The connection of your head to your heart and your soul and your body. It's that connection your soul is really seeking. And can I tell you one other real quick secret for today? That's all within you. It has nothing to do with what's outside of you. It has nothing to do with the material things, with money, with the amount of money in your bank account, the collection of people around you, the shoes you wear, the car you drive. It has nothing to do with any of that. It has everything to do with what's inside of you. That's what that feeling's for. And that's what I'm here to raise the voice of. Two things you're going to see in this podcast. You're going to see what's possible for you. You're going to see that, which I mean the connection of you, the oneness within yourself, because I'm here to raise the voice within you and within every single person that's on this journey. Maybe not every person. I don't know if I have enough days for that. But I do want to invite some people here. I'm going to have some guest speakers on here that are spiritual leaders, that are spiritual thought workers, that are spiritual light beings, that are people that have started in the journey like myself, not understanding it all, but feeling that there was something else, finding their awakening, which I had over the last few years of understanding this journey in a better way, and to share their story. And also I'm inviting them because some of them will be coaches and some of them will be, opportunities where they can see and hear other people. But some of them are going to share their offer. Because I want people to be inspired for one, hear some stories of other people and hear some stories of their journey. And if any of it resonates with you, you're going to be able to connect with that person, or you can connect with me and I can connect you with that person. I want to be able to help raise this consciousness, the awareness that's going on in this world. I know that's what my purpose is and I feel that. So that's what I'm here for. Some other things you're going to see in this podcast too, though, are things like like I shared, awakened moments. I'm going to come on here just occasionally and do a little short clip on a thought, a feeling, an awareness that I've had that I feel like I should share just to help you along this journey. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have a little spiritual coffee talk with some of those women that are a collection of people, because there's more than just women. There's men in the collection too. This spiritual collective that I have around me of people that are on this journey with me, alongside me. And it might be some people that are on my podcast later on. But I just want to have a little bit of a coffee talk to normalize these conversations, to share the awareness of the spiritual conversation. Because the more we talk about it, the louder it's going to be. And the more we talk about it, the more normal it's going to be. So that's what I want to do here. I want to create a space for people to share their voice. I want to create a space for you to find yours. And I want to create a space where we can normalize spirituality and let other people know and understand that there's more out here. There is more to this world than going day to day, living hour by hour, and getting out of the suffering, getting out of that energy of lack and limitation, because there is a whole world of abundance out here, and it has nothing to do with money. Nothing. So I would love to just share this story with you and this journey with you, and I'm so excited for you to be here with me. I want to thank you so much for listening today. I want to thank you so much for being a part of this. And I cannot express from the bottom of my heart the amount of love and gratitude I have for each and every person on my journey and who's going to be along this journey along the way. And if you're interested, you're always welcome to connect with me. I have links in all of my things where you can connect with me and have a deeper conversation, because that's what this is about. It's about you discovering that oneness within you and going deeper within. So have a beautiful day. Love you lots. Take care.
Thank you, beautiful souls, for joining us today on That Feeling of More podcast with your host, Alana Green. We'd love to invite you to connect with Alana and our guests at lifeisajourneycoaching.com. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you can join us on our next journey of awakening.